Former President Trump took the stand in his New York civil fraud trial today. During his testimony, the GOP frontrunner lashed out repeatedly at the judge in the case and at the New York Attorney General Letitia James, who was listening on. At one point, Trump said, quote, "I'm sure the judge will rule against me because he always rules against me." Here's what the former president had to say after leaving the courtroom.
I think it went very well. I think you were there and you listened and you see what a scam this is. This is a case that should have never been brought. It's a case that should be dismissed immediately.
CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa joins us now. Robert, it was quite a day. Tell us a little bit about your experience just listening to what the former president had to say on the stand.
It's good to be with you, Nancy. Former President Trump took the stand today for a high-stakes appearance here in this court. He defended his Trump Organization's business practices over the decades, saying he did not inflate the value of his properties with any kind of misconduct or any kind of ill intent, though he did acknowledge that sometimes the properties were valued in different ways. He said sometimes they were undervalued in his view, sometimes they were overvalued, but he said he did nothing wrong. What was the big takeaway, though, watching this from inside of the courthouse, is that it was tense all day. Judge Arthur Engoron, who was overseeing this case, vented his frustration with Trump and his legal team at numerous instances, and by the day's end, Trump's lawyers were saying they would move for a mistrial in the coming weeks.
And what's at stake here, obviously, is it's a fraud case having to do with the way that the former president valued his properties in order to get loans. I want to play a little bit more, Robert, of what he had to say about the case outside the courtroom, and then we'll talk about it. Take a listen.
It's a very unfair situation. This is really election interference. That's all it is. This trial is ridiculous. The numbers are much greater than on the financial statement, and we've already proven that.
Robert, what are we seeing from the former president when he's not in the courtroom? Is he treating all of this as an opportunity to promote his 2024 campaign?
He is and he isn't. Today was pretty notable because former President Trump has often espoused his grievances to reporters in between different sessions here that he's been attending voluntarily over the past month or so. But at one point he came out and spoke to reporters and he zipped his lips because the judge made sure to say to him inside the courtroom, "Don't say anything during the course of your testimony today." So he was relatively muted at times, but then he did lash out during his testimony, even if he didn't just lash out on the outside as he has done in so many other instances.
Yeah, just reading the transcripts of the exchanges between the former president and the judge in this trial was so fascinating. You know, this is a man, a former president, who's not used to being told what to do. But in this case, the judge was telling him to answer the questions, to stop talking. He tried to get the president's lawyers at some points to get him back on track. And watching all of this is New York Attorney General Letitia James. She spoke outside the courthouse earlier today. Let's take a listen to what she said.
At the end of the day, the only thing that matters are the facts and the numbers. And numbers, my friends, don't lie.
Robert, what did she mean by that?
I spoke to the Attorney General, Letitia James, before she entered the courtroom, and she was smiling as she talked about the day ahead, and she repeated what she just said there to camera, that she believes at the end of the day, numbers and facts will tell the story. And let's be clear, Judge Arthur Engoron, before this trial even began, has already concluded that he believed Trump repeatedly committed fraud by inflating the values of his properties over the years. And now it's just a question of how much the penalty is going to be. And this trial could determine whether the lawsuit comes through and Trump has to pay $250 million as a penalty to the state of New York, because the state of New York and Letitia James, the AG, have said he overvalued his properties to the extent of $2 billion in their assessment.
Could have a big impact on the future of his businesses there in New York. Robert Costa, thanks for breaking it down for us.
Thanks, Nancy.